Okay, welcome to Flat Zone Bar, and I mean it is like yours truly DJ Sound Expression. Place already packed, and it's only about 10:31 in Barbados. My God, this is gonna be a good night.
Welcome back to the channel, yours truly DJ Sound Expression. Monday morning, coffee time. So, over the weekend, as I said, last thing I would do was what? Visit Flash Zone Bar. Fantastic location, which is in the Black Rock area. We're in Barbados actually, so Black Rock area, fantastic, cool. Parking is be a little bit tricky because right now the laws coming in place. You just can't go and park your car any old way, so you gotta find some parking, some decent parking, but that's not an issue in my books at all. Now, when I arrived at the location, there was a line. The queue was pretty long. Now, one thing about me doing a review on a location, I don't like to put people in pictures just like that. I find it as an invasion of privacy somewhat, even though you're out in public. I don't want to be putting people in pictures, so you'll just be seeing like general pics or anything, so from what I've taken. Right, so inside, on the outside, you could hear the music. Line was long, which was cool. Not a problem with that. So before I went to join the queue, I decided that I can ask the bouncer what is the price. First thing first, whoever is the company that dealing with the bouncers, they're doing a fantastic job. They are very courteous, they're friendly. I can't say anything negative about them. They're doing a fantastic job. These men and women, they're very respectable. Like, trust me, we didn't even have any problems that night, so I'm glad that there wasn't any problems too. But the security that was at Flash Zone, trust me, they make you feel welcome. They're more like hostess to me than security. They make you feel welcome, and that's a great job for Flash Zone, hiring a great security company. I'm not sure who's the company, but whoever the team is, fantastic job at Flash Zone. Anyway, let me get down to it. So on the outside, I just want to ask the bouncer a slight question. So how much is it to get him? Because I wasn't sure if I had enough money. I usually use a card, if anything, for places I go. And I know that entrance is don't usually accept a credit card. So I just asked. The person told me $10. I say,
That's like a giveaway if you ask me.
you mean 100 or just 10? No, 10 Barbados dollars. I was like, pardon me? Only? The guy look at me with a smile on his face and say, sometimes I say the same thing too, but a lot of people just come and ask, I'm the real shop, you know? And for $10, I was like, whoa, cool, not a problem. So I joined the queue. Yes, the queue was a little bit long, so it took me a little time. It took me about 15 to 20 minutes to get through to the front of the door.
I finally made it to the front of the door, and I tell you, it lit. It is whoa, pack already, and it's only 10:56.
Before I got there, some of my friends turned up, so I let them jump the line. Obviously, you got to do that anyway. But the security didn't mind that at all yet again. Everybody didn't know half for the whole night, so it's not a big problem. Anywho, let's go down the road with from the outside to inside. The entrance, fantastic welcome by the security and everything. You make you feel comfortable of being searched and everything, so I would not say anything less about the security at Flash Zone Bar on Saturday night. Great job these guys did. Fantastic job. Now, let's talk about the sound system from the outside. It sounded pretty decent. And when I got on the inside, I just want to take a quick peep at it, which was at front of house position, was dual 15s, one on each side, and that's for the tops with the horn, that's for the tops, and dual 18s sub, that's on for both sides. So you get dual 15 horn and dual 18s, that is one column, and on the other side of the stage maps the same thing. Delay start of 115 with a horn and 115 on a horn and a dual 18 that was further in the back. So Flash Zone Bar is more like a house, like with a big courtyard, as we would say, or parking space, you know. So everything was done on the outside of this building, in the front mainly, but inside the building, not a problem again. We had the drinks on sale on the inside. The food was on sale also, and that is something that I really respect Flat Zone for doing, because when you out partying, the minute you turn around and say I going and get something to eat, you ain't coming back. So that's a fantastic move that they made, making sure that they always have food in abundance there. They like to feed you. Trust me, food's be good there also. I've had food there already and tasted really, really good. Now, I am no food review person. I'm there for the sound system and the entertainment aspect, but I was still chipping a few of these things. The drinks, nearly everybody had a drink in the hand, and the prices were reasonable, and people were buying and buying and buying and buying. So I could say like, wait, boy, fantastic. The prices were not out of the reach of people. It wasn't that the door was cheap and then the price inside at the bar was expensive. Food was reasonable and everything too. So great job on the management doing a fantastic assessment on what they need to keep people in the place. Now, as I tell you from the outside, the line was long. It was a packed place, which was cool. Now, off to the sound system. Based upon how many people was in there, I think the sound system was not adequate enough, because there were certain points where people stood in front of the speakers and you could have barely hear the speakers. Could have barely hear anything. That was it. So 2 things I would have recommend for that is doubling up on the each side. So basically what they had for both sides should have been one side, and raising the tops, which would have been the dual 15s and the horns. Just raise them above everyone's head, and that would give you some fantastic coverage. Now, throughout the whole night, there was like music. Basically, it was a soca, reggae, dancehall, R&B, hip hop party. I don't have any problem with whatever genre they choose to play, because you have to play for who's in front of you. And in Flat Zone, that is basically the style of music that you get most of the time. Yes, once in a while you might get a little back in time, a little bit of rock music once in a while, but that's not the major style of the place I've noticed from going there periodically. But the music is usually be pretty decent. Guys usually slam it hard actually and keep the place in a frenzy and keep you wanting to party. So genres, not a problem by me. It was cool. People was singing along, having a blast, you know. So when each song come on, people singing out loud and stuff like that. That is what I like to see. The DJs on that aspect doing a fantastic job keeping the audience engaged. There's quite a number of DJs. I didn't get time to meet up with the DJs. It was so busy, but it was really, really busy in there. Bit cramped, that's why too, and I didn't really want to be going through the crowd. I just wanted to see what the place was like, observe people behavior and how they would have reacted to what was being played. The sound quality also is what I also went to check on, just to listen up to it. As I said, the DJs had the place in a frenzy, kept everybody going. There was not a second whereby the dance floor was empty or the bar was not moving. Both spots was always moving. People were always trying to get to the bar and stuff like that. Even when I tried to get there, it was like, wow, quite a bit of people, which is good. This is what I like to see about going out partying. People really enjoying themselves and stuff like that. And Flat Zone, let me tell you something, in there is just the action, it's just be a lot of fun. People, the other thing too that was a surprise to me, a little culture shock, I would have to say. In this modern day with cell phones and everybody turning on a cell phone for everything, funny thing, people weren't in there texting or anything, people were partying, which was cool. It reminded me about back in the day, back in the 1990s. I ain't that old, but anyway, I ain't that old. Back in the 1990s when you just went out to party, you didn't have a cell phone. People just there to enjoy themselves, and that was really, really cool. So the management staff, Flat Zone, fantastic job, I must honestly say, keeping the place hype, energized, creating a great package. It was a all black event, and usually at the end of the month, someone told me they do like a birthday, which would be for a birthday party or something like that. So every end of the month, they got last Saturday of the month, they got a birthday party in there. So that's what the event was basically about. if I'm incorrect on that. I know it was all black, but I didn't really get the full details on that. But I think that is what it was. But whatever event it was, in a park, the people that rocking, having a good time. Dance floor was empty for 1 second. Now, let me get down to what I really deal with in an event like this here. Sound system. Quality in sound system. Now, I always believe that when people work for their money, be as engineers, DJs, producers, whoever, we make sure we provide the audience with the best of the best. They don't have to know that they're getting the best of the best, but we should be providing them with the best of the best that we can provide. Okay, as I said, the system was a bit weak for the audience that was there. By the time people stood in front of the speakers, sound blocked. As I said, double up on the system, raise it, and raise the top so that it covers over the whole place. Now, in terms of the DJs now pushing the sound system, this is where I find that we had a few dropouts where the sound system just like on one side just like shut down. It just shut down. And that was on the, if you're facing the stage, it would have been the left side. I recognize that was shutting down all the time. Now, right next to me was a 15 and a horn. And that song like that was being dusted out like an old doormat. I'm sorry, but that was being driven too hard. First to get the shutdowns and stuff like that, chances are everything was just being overdriven. Guys, as I would tell y'all, you don't need to push the sound system all in the Christmas tree lights. You don't need that. You don't need to have the green, the amber, and the red blinking and everything solid like a Christmas tree. No. Good quality sounds come from a good gain stage. So you give out a good signal from the top, you maintain that, and then the system is allowed to breathe. It will play continuously, flawless, unless there's more problems with the system than the DJ can actually think. So basically, my problem with the sound system is that the guys was just overdriving it. And usually you get that when they can't hear what is going on out there. They want to hear that, the speakers, and feel the song. So most of the time what I would do with some people is right next to DJs, put 2 dual 15s with horns, 2 of them, one on your left side, one on your right side, and give you a sub up there and crank you up. You will control your song of those from your controller, because the more you come down, that will come down also. So I will have it done like that. And I find in doing that, a lot of guys end up playing the sound system a lot lower. The audience don't miss a beat or anything, so the crowd keep energized, and the session is even more well received that way. So even later on in the night, there was a situation where the speaker at the back just like, it sounded like it blew completely to smithereens. It just died. And really and truly, as a DJ, it's not cool when that happens. It just goes to show that you don't have good system management as a DJ. You know, so when it comes to the bigger jobs, other companies that might be saying, I would like to really employ this guy, but I got $1 million system here, so I can't afford for him to blow out my speakers. You know, I can't afford for him to blow out my system, just overdriving it. No. So guys, as DJs, you had the place rocking and stuff like that, you had it hype, but the only thing I would say that you need to do is just pull back a little bit on the levels. The bigger speakers, people can hear you. The people will be able to hear you. And listening to that's my tablet going off there. I always get a notification. Let me turn that off and turn off my other notification, because I am not stopping this video at all. Alright. And the next thing, guys, once you do that, the system is going to breathe. And what might have been happening too is that if there was a compressor, I didn't get to look at the, wait, how come this is still going off? I didn't get to look at the full system or anything like that, see what they were doing, how they had it set or anything like that. As I said, just going in there and listening to it as one of the audience members. So I don't want to see what equipment you have. I just want to see your speakers, where you had your speakers placed, stuff like that. Positioning speakers was perfect because when it was playing comfortable and everything, not overdriven, you heard the song all around. The other thing too, why I think that there might not have been a bigger system in there, it might be because of the surrounding areas. There's also residents around, so they might not want to overpower the space. But yet, once again, if you have a good DJ and you put in a good sound system, you shouldn't have that problem with the power going all the way over to the neighbors or anything like that there. So looking at it from that perspective, I understand you can still put in a big system, but you need guys who understand sound and how to control the sound within the space. As I said, when you're playing, you just need your sound system that when you're on the outside, you could barely hear it. You can hear what's happening, and if people singing along, you can hear them singing along, so that by the time you get in there, you have enough punch and power. You don't need to blow up the whole place with a massive sound system and keep a lot of noise. You don't need to do that. Yeah, once again, let's take a coffee break. So, that was my only concern about the system. Now, if people are pushing systems that hard, for me, when I go to setup, and I know it's DJs that will push a system hard, people always ask the question, what do you do at a live gig? Do you compress first or EQ first? I will tell you this straight up. When it comes to DJs and stuff like that, I will compress, and I do compress very hard. As you start to drive up that signal over a certain distance, you coming down. I am not wasting time on it. You coming down. I compress very hard. I don't have that fear to compress you. And then most of the time you recognize that when you start to pull back, the volume gets louder. And you be wondering like, well, how come this thing get louder when I turn on? Because I got your compress. I protect the system all the time. And I tell people, buy a cheap Behringer compressor for maybe $100 or so. You can get on Amazon, eBay, wherever you choose to. Those are cheap. Get one. Put it the first thing. Let the DJs go right in there the first. Don't even like touch the preamps of your mixer or anything like that. Go in that direct. Compress first, then send that signal out into the mixer, because then you can control everything. But you have a hot signal coming off of a controller. I mean, a lot of people might not think, but these things still generate heat, which creates distortion and stuff like that. No, we don't do that. We compress, we hold you back. Behave yourself. Compression is real. And for me personally, if these guys had just pulled back a little bit, I mean, you got the crowd in a frenzy, which means you don't have to do too much. The crowd was already ready to party and was hype. The music, the dance floor going all the time. You don't have to overdo. The other thing too, why I will compress first, you see the microphones? Especially when it comes to DJs, they like to shout. Always remember, a microphone is just supposed to help you get to your voice to the spot that your voice cannot reach. It's just to enhance it, just to bring it out a little louder. Not for you to shout down through a microphone, have compressors and everything, limiters, gates kicking in, everything wanna hold you down. No, that's why I compress those things first, before you even look at doing the equalization or anything. Because most of the time, you gonna have like total distortion coming in, and to try to control distortion is be so hard. I mean, a bad signal in means a bad signal out. And bad signal out means burn out. Also, gear, amplifiers, speakers, things can blow. It's not cool to blow gear. It's just not cool. It don't make sense. If you want another job, now if I had a club and DJ I had last week blew something, okay, cool, no problem. Next week blow something again, no dude, you're looking for a new job. I'm sorry, you're incompetent enough. I've played in places whereby sound system was powerful, sound system was underpowered, but nobody never knew if it was overpowered or underpowered, because I kept things a certain way. And It doesn't matter what music genre you're playing. You just need to give the people quality sound. They're paying their money for quality. They're not asking for quality, they're paying their money. So it should be an automatic. It's like you have money to go and buy a vehicle. You go in the showroom. You have $50,000, you're going in the car dealership to purchase a car. There's a car in there that is new for $50,000. And there's a car in there that is old. Same model, everything. For $50,000. Which one are you going to pick up? You're going to allow the car dealer to tell you, oh no man, get the older car, is better? Or you want the new car, you want that fresh new car sight? Sit down and think about it. So basically, it's like the same thing with sound systems too. With DJ. You got to make sure you get the best quality, you give the people the best quality for what you're doing. It's all about your quality. And that is why I say you have to charge. Because it's not a cheap game you're in. Your controller costs money and stuff like that. To provide a good quality sound from a good quality control costs money. All the Pioneer series controllers, the Newmark series controllers, the Denons, those are expensive. Those cost money. So yes, you have to charge. I don't feel sorry for charging. It's business. And in order for you to give good quality, you need quality gear also. And these guys have quality gear. Don't get me wrong. They have the MacBooks, they have the controllers and everything. These are actually get the people at the controllers and stuff. Decent controllers. Can't complain. Can't complain at all on that. So basically, guys, when you're DJing out there and you're looking at keeping a crowd hype, always remember sound quality is also part of the hype. Because when individuals have to hold their ears, it's very distasteful that a speaker blew right next to me and I had to hold my ears and people around me hold their ears, and I was like wondering what was going on. We were wondering if it was just a too loud sound effect or whatever, but speaker just died. It just died. It went to its grave. It was the end of that. And that is not too good as a DJ when you're performing and equipment blowing out. People will then, and other audio engineers like myself, will keep an eye on you when you come to perform at a gig that I am engineering at. Because then I'll be like, I see he compress the dust out of him. He too wild. No, I'm not playing that game. No. Gotta protect your investment. Whoever's system it is also, they need to have an engineer on board to make sure, because you having all these problems and you're not seeing a person rectifying or going up to a person and saying, or you need to pull back a little bit or trying to control things a certain way. It just seemed like their engineer was non-existent. So partially those speakers blowing, if they had an engineer or whoever the song people were, they needed to sort that part out. Simple. First, underpowering, not having an engineer, DJ pushing the system too hard, that is a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for disaster. And these disasters cost a lot of money. I mean, especially in Barbados, to get a speaker, let's say a 15-inch speaker, you gotta spend at least a proper one, at least like $400 US. Get a proper one. Yep, and same thing I was saying in my last video. Our prices down here is like be multiplied by 2, sometimes 3. So if you want a BNC, if that's 2 something, 3 something, 4 something, multiply by 2 or 3 times the amount. And you see what we have to pay down here for that. Shipping, handling, and duties. So let's look at also protecting, because Barbados is a small country. We know things are expensive. Let us as DJs also help the audio engineers to protect their investment also. And we shouldn't be looking at driving our controllers in the red. Keeping it at the top green is pretty cool. You keep the mix there all the time. Yes, 1 or 2 sounds you would find a little one might be higher than the other, but once you keep everything within a certain range, the quality is there, the noise is there. The other thing too, as nights go on, why a lot of DJs turn up is because that consistent loudness, like kinds of damage your hearing. So slowly the sound sounds like it's fading away. It's not as loud. Well, yes, it does be as loud. I used to have that problem too. But what I used to do is step away from the console, the DJ console, and go and listen. And just take my time and just walk around a little and talk to people and stuff like that. Let a song play there, and then play next song. And just keep it there. Because I know for sure if it's too low, somebody can come and tell me, man, just crank it, just a dike. Crank, give me a little bit more power there, a little bit more power. You know, and if you listen and you recognize that, yeah, it could go a little, then you could push that little envelope a little bit. But not all in the orange into red. That's just ridiculous. And don't tell me that the companies make it this way so that you can push it. No. Gain staging. And that's why sound quality, we use gain staging in the studio. You should use what we consider calibration for life, which is also a gain stage. You got to make sure each stage the signal is the sweetest that it can be, most appealing sound that it can be. That is what you really need to do when it comes to DJing for a live event, you know? Another coffee break. Get your coffee on, people. So, with all this said and done, I must say Flash Zone Bar was a lot of fun. The audience was into the whole party and stuff like that. The security did a fantastic job. The people also was just like there to have a blast. Would I recommend Flash Zone Bar? Yes. This is like locals and people from all over the place. Every type of person there to have a great time, and that's what partying is all about for me. When people could come out and socialize and talk to each other. Even there was one guy who was standing up on a bench, and another guy like I'm saying, nah, don't mash up the party. You could stand up there, or you could go forward or something like. We can let you go forward, and if you can't see or something like that. And you see that's the kind of moves I like to see when people making sensible decisions. And the guy said, you know what, that's true. I saw he went and got tissue and wipe off the space, and he just stood up right there, and then he walked forward closer to the stage where you could see everything that was happening. Now that is what I call respect to the mass. That is what I want to see from people when they go partying. Common sense prevailing. People enjoy the party. Everybody was just there to have a blast, and I would tell visitors to Barbados, visit Flash Zone Bar. It was the thing. It was hot. It was lit. The only, as I say, my only downfall is the loudness that the DJs try to push the system, where you actually blew a speaker in the back, and then sometimes the left side started shutting down and stuff like that. We don't want to see that there anymore. We want to see Flash Zone in full swing, fully fat, hot. Players chipping. We don't want no breakdowns. No. They also had a delay system inside for the people on the inside of the venue, which was the building aspect. The part I was talking about was mainly the courtyard, and on the inside they had I saw a dual 15 JBL with a horn. Fantastic. And that was just a cover in there, keep the music live. And the one thing about that I've noticed, I gotta give credit to whoever set up that system also on this point, is that when you left from the front of house listening to what the DJs were doing on stage on the outside, and you came inside, the song did not change, in that there was no delay in the song. It wasn't like you were stepping into another space or anything. You didn't even notice that the speakers had changed. You know, and that is good engineering. That is the honest truth. That is really good. When you get that delay, start a couple steps down, you get the first set in the courtyard, and then you go inside the building, and the music still flows like if it's warm, no delays or anything like that. Now that is what I call good engineering. You know. So guys, DJs, I would say just control your levels a little bit more. Let the sound system breathe. Because when you start to crank it up and the compressors and everything, limiters start kicking in, it's going to sound like crap. Engineers, what I would say in this situation, either double up on the system, because that was a massive crowd there, that was a big crowd there, pretty decent crowd. You need a little bit more power under the hood. If you choose to even keep the two front of house the way it was, and then you spread out maybe another two around the perimeter like a surround sound kind of configuration. That is perfect also. But for that venue, it was really good. The venue was good, just the sound quality was the issue. Always remember, DJs, make sure you serve the audience good quality in sound. The songs are good songs. You're playing your great. You're getting your quality song MP3s. You're not getting, as I say, songs that you're signed on to either A record pools or you have some way of getting good high quality songs. Fantastic. That is what we need to hear when we grow, because we're paying our money for the entertainment aspect. Keep the good work up. Just watch your levels. Just bring it down. It's not gonna make you a soft man because you control your level. It's actually gonna make you look more professional when you're performing, that you have control over the sound system and not the sound system having control over you. And then what engineers usually do when they recognize that you're playing good and things so, then they open up the system so that you can really be cranking and you don't have to do too much. You getting clean quality, it makes you look even better. So that's it there for me for my rant on Flash Zone Bar. Would I recommend Flash Zone Bar? I mean, for $10 and a place pack and having a great time, drinks at a good price, fantastic. As I said, my only downfall in there was the quality in the sound. Where the system blew, the speaker at the back that blew. I was like, the delay start that blew, but otherwise the party was hype, full and in effect. So anytime you're in Barbados or anything, so check out Flash Zone Bar. It's a place to be. Always going, like, seems like it goes like 7 days a week, you know. So if you don't have anything to do when sporting events are there, you have big projector screen. I even there had a projector that you could see if you were far back. You could still see the DJs performing with this on this projector. Television sets around the place. All that was connected. That was cool. Perfect. So guys, control your levels. That's all I begging of you. You push the place into a frenzy. You had everybody hype. People ain't had no time to take pictures. That's how good the guys were pushing it. So just watch your levels. Just control your levels. That's all I begging of you. Controlling your levels. Stick it in the green. Keep it in the green. Let the rest of the system, the game stage, do the job. It's going to play loud. You don't have to worry about loudness. The sound system will play loud. So keep it in the green. Keep doing a good job. Keep the place hype. Flash Zone management team, security, fantastic job. I had a great night. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day. And you do what? Have some more coffee. Enjoy. See ya.